will be demoing Tabula Learning's Intelligent Study Guide. This is the part of our platform that really sets us apart because it teaches students how to understand the relationship between tasks and time. Let me show you how it works. Here is a typical student's homepage. It shows that they have 5 classes: math, algebra, biology, history, English, and Spanish. But they can look at their course load in 4 different ways. They can look at the course view, shown here, a calendar view, a to-do list view, or an opportunities view, which I will cover at the end of this demo. Let's start with the calendar view. The Tabula calendar is unique because it is color-coded to show a visual difference between committed class time in solid colors, committed extracurricular time in semi-transparent colors, and available time, which is clear. Available time means time in which a student has discretionary time in which they could add a task, work on homework, or even play with friends or play video games. So here's how the Intelligent Study Guide would work. Every day, the students would take a look at their next day to see their schedule. In this student's case, they have 2 available times in which they could study: 9 to 10:30 in the morning during study hall, or 6 p.m. after their baseball practice. So the students would click their first available time block. When they click the time block, this window opens, which shows them their tasks on the left, alongside a window showing them the total available time of 90 minutes. The first tab shows the critical tasks that they absolutely have to be done during that time slot or they'll be late. The second tab shows a list of upcoming tasks that the student could do during that time slot. And you may notice at the bottom, there's the item marked opportunities, which again, we'll speak to at the end of this demo. And thirdly, the student could click a tab that shows their personal tasks, and we will talk about personal tasks in a minute as well. So back to the critical tasks, which the student should select because this time slot is the last time that the student could possibly do this assignment. So they select them. And they can see at the window on the right that they filled most of this 90-minute time slot. So they click Done. And it takes them back to the calendar where it shows them that now these tasks have been added to the study hall time. Here. If they want to click it, they can, and it pulls up an open window showing them what that task is. And from there, they would repeat the process and continue to add tasks to time slots. It gets a lot more involved because we guide them through each step of the process, and we notify them if they make a mistake, but this is generally how it works. Additionally, the student can add personal commitments by clicking this button. They can add extracurricular activities, which could be anything from a yearbook course to dinner at grandma's to play dates, or they could add personal tasks. So here's an example of a student. Let's say they're in yearbook club. And let's say they need to organize their photos by yearbook by the 13th of August. They input that information here. And then the second thing that they would do, just like they did with their homework assignment earlier, is they would assign this task to a time block. On this screen, it's a little bit simpler because it shows them where there's available time slots on the 6th, the 8th, the 10th, and so on. Let's say they click the 10th. On the 10th of August, which is a Saturday, they could either work on it in the morning or they could work on it from 12 to 4 p.m. Let's say they click 12 to 4 p.m., then they click Done. And when they go back to their calendar view, they can see on Saturday, sure enough, from 12 to 4 p.m., they have scheduled the task of working on their photos for their yearbook. And that's how it works. The Intelligent Study Guide is unique because it helps students learn this critical relationship between calendars and to-do lists and ultimately master it. Okay, finally, let's look at the opportunities feature. Let's say you had a student that was struggling in math. They're currently failing, as a matter of fact. But fortunately, teachers typically offer students the ability to catch up. Maybe they let students turn in assignments late for partial credit. Maybe they let you retake tests. Maybe they have extra credit. Tabula shows the student all these opportunities. it shows them that they have the opportunity to increase their grade by 14 whole points, and it would take them 4.5 hours to complete. But if that 4.5 hours is too daunting, the student can look at other combinations. So let's say they click this polynomials assignment, it should take them an hour. That would raise their grade to a D-. If they add this factoring worksheet, that's an hour and a half, that will raise it to a D. And they could add this quiz that they need to retake that could impact their grade 5 points, so that brings them up to a D+. And these 2 extra credit assignments, which are 10 minutes each, which would raise their grade to a C-, and it would only take them 2 hours and 25 minutes to complete. So let's say the student says, yes, I want to add that to my to-do lists, and then from there it will be added to their task list to be scheduled alongside everything else in their intelligent study guide. And that's essentially how it works. Tabula Learning aims to equip all students with the executive functioning skills they need to succeed in the 21st century.